Hey you guys, back again. This one is just gonna be a little different. I don't know how I'm gonna name this. I don't know what to name it or whatever, but I'm gonna just jump into it. Okay, so um, I was talking to my best friend. We was just talking or whatever, and I wanted to get his view on what I heard on the Corey Holcomb show. I would be like, y'all know Corey is my favorite comedian and everything else, which if you know me, you know I love some Corey. Um and the whole cast, Zoe, even the new ones, Nate, Craig, Darlene, such a timeless beauty, you know. Even Genevieve and the guy that works I can't think of his name right now. But yeah, I like the whole family over there. Um Let me just say this. If you don't ever get a chance to watch Corey's show, you'll be in for a treat. He just give it to you raw, but yet he have some valid points. He be speaking the truth or whatever. And I just love people who speak the truth and not afraid of that. And everything else. So the topic was he something on the terms of why do black guys, are dating outside of their race, getting with white girls, white women. So I already knew what it was gonna boil down to because I pretty much know Corey. I've been following him ever since the Foxhole days. Okay, so I was like, yeah, Corey's setting it up for a reason. And what he was just saying was that I knew that he was waiting to hear everybody's response, but I knew that he was going to get into, is it that the black mother of the guy, maybe it was perceived differently? Was she no good as a mother? And like, you know what? I saw what my daddy had to deal with and everything else. Yeah, I'm gonna give me something different, and everything, stuff like that. So I thought this was a great topic because he was like he want to know, which I knew that it was gonna get down to the mother. And to me, my personal opinion, when I was telling my friend, I was just like, it just kind of make you wonder. And he made a phrase that black women was told to keep they head or something in the air or something like that, and white women were told to keep their butts off the floor, something like that, like and I say, the thing that gets it, and I guess a lot of people don't understand on what's going on. Okay, it's one thing when you have a preference and stuff like that, and also I've heard guys say, because I can't deal with black women. They got an attitude, they this and they that and everything else. But the thing that I can say about a real good black woman, the black woman, yeah, you may have to hear a little lip every now and then or whatever, but I feel like that she's coming from a great place. Maybe she doesn't know how to communicate. Sometimes we could go a little off, and I can understand that. But at times I feel like that at the end of the day, she have your back. I'm not saying all black women are like this and everything else, but majority I know, that they ride or die. I don't want to say ride or die like I'm just trying to say that they're good women. Okay, they're not bad women or whatever. And I guess, sometimes men don't, prefer somebody that's a little bit more passive and stuff. And so, I want to hear from a male perspective view on exactly what's going on. And he was just like, he would really want to know. He was like, that's the only thing that I can think of. He was like, I wouldn't mind dating outside of my race, but I've always dated within my race and everything else. So we were just breaking down the fact of maybe, things were taught differently. I say because I know in my household and how the women are brought up is that, hey, you need to make sure that you're independent. You need to make sure that, you have your own, because you don't want to have to put yourself in a position where you're going to have to need a man. You can't get away because you got to depend on him. Make sure you have your own. And I think, and in a lot of black communities, that they're harder, tougher on the girls versus they are on the boys. And I think because of how society is, they feel like that guys, they were a little softer, especially in my family. They are on the men. But at the end of the day, I was like, growing up, I just never I never heard that, hey, make sure that you lift your husband up. Make sure that, you speak kind, be kind to him. Let him know you have his back. It was never taught to do that. And I'm thinking that that's probably where the barrier is, with mixed race, that why black men tend to date somebody outside of their race, because a lot of times that their household, their community or whatever, their culture is just a little bit different from the black women. I don't know, but that's what I'm thinking. When me and him was just, going back and forth, and he was like, you know what, I never looked at it like that. He said, but you know what, that's actually true. I really do believe that. I was just like, because, a lot of times it's like, not to say, only thing that as growing up that I knew to do is do the things that you're supposed to do, like clean the house. You're supposed to make sure that you serve the food and stuff like that. Some people feel like, some women, strong women feel like sometimes it's hard to be submissive. I'm not trying to be submissive, whatever. He needs to listen to me. And, I'm totally the opposite of how I am. I'm an alpha female. I'm a very strong black female, but at the end of the day, I just believe I don't mind submission, because let me tell you something. I'm very independent, have been independent for a very long time, and it's not so much that I want to be independent, but I have to be independent, because it's like a sink or swim situation. So are you going to swim or are you going to sink? It's just one of those words. And you don't want to put yourself in a position where, okay, I'm just going to sit on the couch, eat my buns, and wait for somebody to come take care of me. That's just not realistic, okay? But at the end of the day, even I had this discussion with some of the women in my family. I was like, I don't mind. Like, it's crazy, and it may be, I don't know, but I'm so used to, I spoil everybody pretty much in my family, my friends and stuff like that. They say I spoil people, but it's not so much of spoiling. It's just that I just like to be kind to somebody. I like to demonstrate love to a person. And a lot of times what I'm coming into against and with this is that a lot of men think that black women don't do that. Black women don't do this or whatever. And I was just telling my friend, I was like, well, what do you think? Because you do know me. You've been knowing me for quite some time, over 15 years. So, he was like, well, you're a different breed. You're not like the rest. My way of thinking is kind of different, but we're not getting into all of that. But I was just like, that's what I'm thinking that's wrong in the black community, is that we are not, as women, we're not taught to, I want to say edify our significant other. We're not taught to the communication, and how to speak to a man. Let me tell you what is one of my pet peeves. I hate a woman talk to a man like he her child. That cringes me, and I'm just like, you don't have to do that. Although it's kind of like going off a topic and everything else. But like I said, I don't even know what I'm going to name this. But I just feel like that it's a time and it's a place for everything, especially in front of your friends, in front of your family. I just feel like that's a no-no. It's like you emasculate the man, like you take his balls from him, and he's not a man. And to me, it's just total disrespect. I don't like couples arguing in front of me. I don't like couples fighting in front of me. And I don't like the disrespect. I can't say that I see a lot of men around me disrespect women, because I don't. But I do see women, disrespecting their husbands, their boyfriends. And it's just like, that's so not cute. And another thing that I don't like either, I there's a pet peeve of mine. I hate when a woman talks so bad about her man to her friends and everything. He's sorry, he trifling, he ain't no good. He's all of these things for the next 48 hours. But then the next minute you booed up with him. He's with his sorry and his trifling self. And I'm just like, why talk about it? Evidently, you like that sorry and trifling, all these other things that you said about him. And I'm just thinking, like, maybe that is one of the reasons, or maybe that's not even a part of the reason. But I just feel like that when you treat people how you want to be treated accordingly, but sometimes if that person on the other end is not showing you the respect, then I feel like then, just walk. You don't have to put up with that, because there's somebody else around the corner that's lurking, looking, and like, well, I don't mind, dealing with this, that, and the other if you treating them right, whatever. But yeah, I just want to know what are y'all takes on it, and if it's other people that's from different races, how were you all brought up and you were taught how to treat, how to communicate within a relationship with someone, yeah, I don't see a lot of appreciation with some people, whatever. And I just feel like that with anybody, sometimes you could get a little comfortable and thinking that person ain't going nowhere. So you get you get extra comfortable with your looks. You stop cooking and all of these different things. Like I've had and probably I should turn it into another topic and everything else, which you know what I'm gonna do, but I don't want it to be too lengthy, so I'm gonna end on this and I'm gonna come back with another video. Till then, you know what I like to say, I holla.